I've got the coveted Iowa non-resident archery tag.
Man, I don't know if I can make that hole. Well, that was the deer we were after.
Then first buck I see out is the heavy 8. All right, it is November 10th. I've got the coveted Iowa non-resident archery tag, and we are on our way to Iowa to see if we can put down a big buck. We're loaded for about a month's hunt. We've got a 5-day hunt, but we're packed up and we're excited, ready for a break. It's been tough here at the farm. We've been hunting that one deer G3. We've had terrible temps, high winds. It's just been really rough. So actually have a major cold front coming through tonight. I think we're gonna hit the Iowa perfect. We've got 5 days to try to get it done. We've got a couple really nice deer on trail camera, and we're excited to make this trip. So should be a fun time, and hopefully we can get a good one down. Iowa bound.
He's here. Hey, good morning, guys, from the beautiful state of Iowa. It is day 1 of our Iowa trip, first morning. First off, I want to say happy Veterans Day and appreciate everyone who's served in the armed forces for us and keeping our country safe and free. Can't say enough, and thank you for all that. But we're settling here today. We had a major cold front come through. It was 70-some degrees yesterday, and it is 29 degrees today. It should be an awesome morning. It is November 11th. The rut is going on, so we're just hoping we can get here and see some chasing and some cruising. We're going to sit in here. It should be an awesome morning. As long as the wind stays right, we'll probably sit here most of the day. But really neat spot. Super excited. 5 years worth of preference points, and finally got my non-resident tag, so I'm really hopeful we can get one filled this morning. But either way, it's going to be a fun week. We got 5 days to get it done. I don't know if I can make that hole. I'm afraid I'm gonna hit something. Have a hole right there. Right there. Meow. Hang on, hang on. Well, that was the deer we were after. He came right through just like we wanted it. Man, still shaking a little bit. Ah, it was just so thick in here. I had a couple openings. I didn't want to take a bad shot. I drew it right here, and then, man, just couldn't get a shot. What? That was awesome. That's all we came to Iowa for right there. 25 yards, and I couldn't get the shot off. I had a couple openings and couldn't get the camera on him. And I just couldn't get him to stop. Well, it's been a pretty exciting morning here for our first morning in Iowa. We had one main target deer that we were really after on this farm, and sure enough, he popped up this morning. Came right in beautiful, just like you would hope. There's a lot of little small branches in here, and between the camera and my holes, I just couldn't get an open shot at him. He finally worked across here just perfect, and I had one opening to stop him, and I just couldn't get him to stop. Just didn't want to shoot an arrow where I had a chance of hitting any branches or anything, so he walked away, tried a few calls. Didn't seem like he paid much attention, and then we were sitting there all of a sudden, he came right back, walked this edge. I tried a few more calls. Kind of looked like he was interested, but then he walked off from the bottom. Oh, man. Close call, I tell you. Awesome day to be in the woods. We've seen a few other small bucks kind of cruising through, but that guy was by himself cruising. So we're probably going to sit here for a while, see what happens. I think we're in the right spot. We may have to hang it, move this set, and try to reposition it for tomorrow. I know he's here in the area. As of right now, he doesn't have a doe, so I don't think we spooked him, but I don't know if he'll come right back to this tree or not. But awesome morning in Iowa. Wow, that was close. That was good. Well, we're just about to wrap up our evening here. Ended up being a pretty slow afternoon. We did see one small buck come through here just a few minutes ago, but otherwise it's been pretty quiet. So we got about 5 minutes or so of light left. Then we're going to try to slip out of here quiet and get a game plan for tomorrow. But pretty fun first day in Iowa. Just really hopeful we can get another opportunity. It's tough on a big old mature deer like that. You don't get many options or many opportunities, but I'm hoping we can get another chance here yet this week. We've got 4 more days left, so should be some good hunting ahead yet. Alright, well, it is November 17th. I slipped in this little spot today. This is just a tiny little
a secluded clover spot. Not really as a food source, but I slipped in more of just a little funnel. This is a ridge right here. A lot of these deer like to run this ridge. I've been covered up with deer all morning. It's been crazy in here today. I've had deer coming from every direction. The wind's just been terrible for me. It was supposed to be a north wind, which blows my scent over my back here and over this big CRP field, but it's been every direction but north. I have been busted a few times and winded a few times in here, which I hate having happen, but I've still just been seeing constant action, so we're gonna settle it and just sit this out all day. But a pretty good sit here on November 17th. Afternoon of November 18th. I was down in the bottom this morning. Had a neat little spot down through there, but that wind just was really swirling that bottom. It's the second time we've heard that spot, and there's 3 big ditches that all come together there, and just is a tough spot with the wind. So I sat there for a couple hours this morning. Did see a really nice young 10. I think he's just a 3-year-old, but a pretty deer. Saw with a buck we call the Scarback 8. We've got some high winds coming in the next few days. As you can kind of see here, I'm swaying back and forth in this tree, but tomorrow's supposed to be even worse. But gun season comes in Friday, so I'm just trying to hopefully get one down here in the next 2 days. And we'll settle in and sit here for the rest of the day and see if anything else comes through the spot.
is the afternoon of November 20th, first day of Illinois gun season. Had a nice little sit this morning over at the 160. Saw a few nice younger deer, and then I moved back over to the main farm tonight. Was getting quite a few pictures of the heavy 8. I think he's a 4-year-old. Got sheds of him from 18 and a match set from last year. But man, he's got a huge body, big neck. So he's been kind of one of those I just not for sure if I was going to harvest or not. But came out tonight. I've actually got the bow. With the new law here in Illinois, you can actually bow hunt as long as you've got a shotgun tag. So I brought the Hoyt in, and I thought, man, if I could get that deer within bow range, I was probably going to take him. And so I had a couple does feed out in this corn right in front of me. And then first buck I see out is the heavy 8. So the cutty links didn't lie. He was definitely in the area. And he came out, he was about 50 yards here. And the does actually kind of ran up the hill. And I was hoping he was just going to walk this edge. I've got this corn laid out exactly to make these deer walk at 30 yards. He was coming down the edge, and he just started checking where those does were, and then ended up following up the hill. So just didn't quite come in. It's kind of how my year's been, but man, just a big, heavy deer. Like I said, I didn't really want to shoot him with a gun, but if I get him in range with the Hoyt, I was probably going to do it. But anyways, like I said, it's the first weekend here, just trying to do minimal pressure on the farm, slip around a little bit here or there, see what's going on, keep an eye on things, and if we can get lucky and catch a big one, that'd be great. But otherwise, we're just kind of monitoring, seeing what's going on this weekend. But that was a pretty neat encounter. It was almost a done deal there. So 2 more hours, we'll see what happens. Well, losing camera light pretty fast here, but still got a couple deer out in the field. But man, it was pretty fun hunt tonight. Like I said, we came in here wanting to get a good look at and possibly take the heavy 8, and that's exactly what happened. Just decided I'm not quite ready to shoot him yet, so just kind of watched the show. But it was neat to see him kind of interact and do his thing. But
I definitely think that deer right now is the mature deer on the farm. You know, a lot of times you think a deer's got a huge rack, he's going to be the most dominant deer, but those deer have no idea what's actually on top of his head. It's all about attitude, and that deer is acting like a 5 or 6 year old deer. I know that deer is 4, but with his body size and his physical stature, and then the attitude that he's got, he's being a lot more mature than any other deer on the farm. So after seeing that, I definitely think he's probably the dominant deer on the whole farm right now. He can pretty much go anywhere where he wants and do what he wants. So we'll see what happens the next few days. You know, if he ever presents me a really, really perfect shot with that bow, it's going to be hard to pass up. But like I said, sometimes it's just fun to just sit back and watch and take it all in. So my wife always jokes at me, you know, she kind of asks how my hunt was, and I'll say, well, I didn't get anything, but it was a great hunt. She's always like, well, if you didn't get anything, how can it be a good hunt? Well, you know, sometimes it's just about just watching and just kind of being part of nature and taking that all in. So it's just fun to see these deer interacting in their element. But pretty quiet night. Didn't hear a lot of shooting, which is good. As a land manager, you know, I'm always nervous about gun season, so pretty quiet evening, and I'm gonna wait till it gets pretty dark and then slip out of here. But get a game plan together and see what we're gonna do for tomorrow.